Kaka lowers her gaze slightly as she explains in a soft, hesitant voice. Her fingers clutch the phone tightly while a bead of sweat slides down her temple, revealing her nervousness. That is the person I met last night, Minister Bei Ming Juan. Coincidentally, he helped me. There's a faint sparkle beside her, showing the awkward and tense atmosphere as she tries to sound casual about an encounter that clearly wasn't ordinary. The way she avoids eye contact makes her words sound even less convincing. On the other end of the line, her friend reacts instantly and enthusiastically. The panel focuses on Kaka's pajama-clad figure holding the phone close. "Aww, I saw his photos on social media. Very handsome. You have to take this chance." The bubbly reaction contrasts sharply with Kaka's reserved tone. Her friend's excitement seems to rise through the phone, flooding the quiet room with teasing energy. Kaka's long pink hair cascades down, hinting at her inner discomfort with the sudden turn of the conversation. The scene widens to reveal Beiming Zhuan standing behind her. He's impeccably dressed in a dark suit and striped tie, his presence composed and elegant. Kaka, still on the phone, stiffens slightly as she tries to put an end to the conversation. "Don't talk nonsense. He and I don't have any relationship. I'll come back tomorrow. Let's talk later." Her cheeks are slightly flushed, not out of embarrassment, but from the pressure of being misunderstood. Behind her, Beiming Zhuan watches calmly, his expression unreadable. The focus shifts closer to her side profile. Kaka's expression is serious now, her voice firm, as she tries to maintain control of the situation. Her fingers clutch the phone a little tighter as she stands in front of him. The background is softly lit, giving away a sense of tension that words can't fully express. She's aware that he's listening, which makes her more cautious with every word she says. A close-up of the phone shows her thumb hovering over the red button. With a decisive movement, she ends the call. Turn off. The bright red circle on the screen seems to symbolize the sharp cut between her and the teasing voice on the other end. Silence falls over the room as the call ends, leaving her standing with the weight of unspoken words and the man silently watching nearby. Without warning, a firm hand lands on Kaka's shoulder. The pressure is sudden, not aggressive, but unyielding. She stiffens instinctively as the man's grip pushes her back. The soft sound effect, push, rings through the silence, capturing the swift, almost instinctive movement that changes the atmosphere in an instant. Her pink hair sways with the motion, and her heartbeat quickens at the sudden closeness. In the next moment, her back meets the mattress behind her. The world tilts, and before she can process what's happening, the man is leaning over her, his tall figure looming like a wall, trapping her in place. His tailored black suit contrasts sharply with the soft, pastel colors of her striped pajamas. The confined space between them feels charged, the air thick with tension she can't quite name. He leans closer, his voice low and sharp, slicing through the silence like a blade. "I really underestimated you. We only met once, yet you wanted to seduce the young master of Diguo Corporation?" His words carry a blend of accusation and disbelief, heavy with suspicion. His eyes are narrowed, fixed on her like he's trying to read every thought in her head. The cruel assumption stings, leaving her frozen beneath his shadow. Kaka's violet eyes widen, shimmering with shock. Her breath hitches and her lips tremble as she struggles to speak. I am not." Her voice is barely above a whisper, fragile yet desperate to defend herself. She meets his gaze, fierce, cold, and unrelenting, and feels a pang in her chest at being so deeply misunderstood. The camera angle pulls back, showing the full scene. She lies on the bed, hair fanned out like soft rose petals, while he leans over her, his arms braced on either side. Her heart pounds as she stares up at him, both frightened and overwhelmed by the situation. Her lips part slightly as she forces out a single word. "You..." Her voice trembles, caught between confusion and rising emotion. His presence feels both threatening and intense, as if the room itself is holding its breath. His words cut through the silence like a blade. Does this situation mean you're trying to seduce me? No wonder Bimin Xuan is also interested in you. The tension tightens between them as his gaze lingers on her, sharp and slightly mocking. Kuka's hand instinctively grabs at her collar, her chest rising and falling in uneven breaths. Her heart pounds wildly at his accusation, not because it's true, but because of the closeness between them. The way he looks down at her, the weight of his body looming above, makes her pulse race even faster. He braces his hand on the bed, leaning closer, his face now hovering dangerously close to hers. The small space between them seems to disappear, leaving only the sound of their breaths mingling in the air. Kuka's hair fans out across the mattress like silk, her eyes wide with both fear and disbelief. His dominance fills the room, casting a shadow over her trembling form. She can't look away from him, even if she wants to. Her voice finally breaks through the heavy silence, hurried and desperate to clear the misunderstanding. Please don't listen to Xiao Jing saying nonsense. Minister Biming Xuan and I only discussed work during the meal. Her words tumble out quickly, her eyes pleading for him to believe her. The way he looks at her makes it feel like any explanation might be too late, but she tries anyway. She doesn't want this misunderstanding to grow, especially not with him. Her cheeks flush as she forces herself to speak more boldly. Her fingers clutch the fabric of his suit jacket tightly as she blurts out, "Moreover, he also knows I am your woman, so he can't like me. Boss, trust me." The words spill out instinctively, trying to protect herself from the storm in his eyes. She's blushing furiously not just from embarrassment, but from the weight of her own declaration. The title, Your Woman, hangs in the air, thick with unspoken meaning. A dangerous smile curves at the corner of his lips, but his eyes remain cold and intense. I have never seen you discuss while having a meal before. His voice is low and skeptical, filled with quiet authority that makes her shrink beneath his gaze. There's a hint of jealousy hidden under his calm expression, and she can feel it like a storm about to break. The way he leans closer makes it impossible for her to breathe normally. Every second stretches longer, heavier. The room falls silent. Her breath hitches as their eyes lock, violet meeting steel blue. The closeness between them blurs everything else. Her cheeks warm and she can hear her own heartbeat echoing in her ears. His intense gaze doesn't waver, as if trying to read every flicker of emotion on her face. Quiet. The word seems to linger in the air like a whisper neither of them speaks aloud. It's a silence heavy with tension, with everything unspoken pressing down on them. Her trembling hands clutch the edge of her loose pajama shirt, pulling it toward her chest in a weak attempt to cover herself. Her face is flushed, but it's not just embarrassment. It's a mix of fear, confusion, and something else she can't quite name. The fabric slips slightly against her skin, making her movements seem hesitant, fragile. She lowers her gaze, avoiding his eyes as the weight of the situation presses down on her shoulders. Can't let him get angry. The thought echoes in her mind like a frightened whisper. Her hands fidget with the collar of her shirt, her body stiff and nervous. She swallows hard as she hesitantly begins to lower the fabric, exposing the pale curve of her shoulder. Her movements are slow, mechanical, driven not by desire but by fear of provoking him further. The words take off, hover like a silent command, one she never agreed to but feels forced to obey. Then the scene shifts to him. A slight, knowing smile plays at the corners of his lips, his fingers lightly brushing against his chin. His narrowed eyes are filled with quiet amusement, as though watching her every reaction with calculated ease. He's in control, fully aware of the power his presence holds. The The smirk that follows is subtle, yet it carries a weight that makes her chest tighten. A low chuckle escapes him, breaking the silence. What are you doing? I didn't say that I would not believe you. His voice is smooth, with a hint of teasing, but there's something in it that makes her freeze. Her shoulders stiffen and she turns slightly away, her flushed face betraying the storm of emotions inside her. His tone might sound light, but the look in his eyes says otherwise. He's enjoying watching her squirm under his gaze. The atmosphere between them grows tense as he stands behind her, his grip firm on her shoulder. She stiffens at his touch, her heart pounding in her chest. The faint warmth of his hand contrasts with the cool distance she tries to maintain. His presence feels overpowering, pressing into her space as she looks away, cheeks burning. He leans closer, his voice a low murmur laced with amusement. A faint smirk curls at the corner of his lips as he whispers into her ear. But this means, you're trying to offset me about yesterday's business, aren't you? His words carry a teasing weight, as if he already knows the answer, enjoying the way she stiffens beneath his gaze. She doesn't answer, her breath caught in her throat. His head dips lower, brushing against her hair as if claiming the space around her. The warmth of his breath fans against her neck, making her tense up even more. Her soft, uncertain, escapes almost involuntarily, betraying the nervousness she tries to hide. Then, with a sudden movement, he tilts her head up and closes the distance between them. His hand firmly cradles the back of her head, pulling her closer. The kiss lands with unexpected intensity, leaving no room for hesitation. She feels trapped in the moment, her heartbeat thundering in her ears. Her eyes squeeze shut as his grip tightens, the intensity of his kiss almost overwhelming. A pained sound escapes her lips, barely audible, but raw. Hurt, she whispers between breaths, her voice trembling with a mixture of confusion and discomfort. A sharp pulse of pain pierces through her forehead, causing her to wince instinctively. The bandage pressed against the wound feels heavy, throbbing with each beat of her heart. Her brows knit together as a small shiver escapes her, the word pain lingering like an echo in her head. She tries to open her eyes, her breathing uneven. Her hand twitches slightly as she whispers in a trembling voice, my head, it's hurt. The pain is overwhelming, spreading like waves that make her vision blur. Even speaking those few words feels exhausting, her voice frail and weak. Her strength fades and she lies there, completely vulnerable. Her long hair spills across the bed like a pink river, her face pale and strained. She can barely move, her eyelids fluttering as the pain dulls everything else around her. For a moment, she seems to be drifting away from consciousness. He looks down at her, his confident demeanor cracking for just a second. His eyes widen slightly as he takes in the sight of her pain. The word stop echoes silently in his mind, an instinctive reaction to seeing her suffering. There's a flicker of concern hidden beneath his sharp gaze. He gently lowers her onto the bed, his arms supporting her back to make sure she doesn't fall. She lies against him, weak and fragile, her breathing shallow. His usual cold expression softens as he silently watches her, holding her in a way that feels protective, even if he won't admit it aloud. Slowly, he leans forward, pressing a soft, tender kiss on her forehead, right over the bandage. His touch is careful, almost reverent. The unexpected warmth of the gesture makes her eyes widen in surprise, a small gasp caught in her throat. For a moment, time feels still. Her violet eyes widen, glistening with confusion and something else she can't quite name. His closeness feels different now, less intimidating, more human. Apparently he's angry,
Could it be a guy like him also mourns something? She wonders silently, her heart beating softly beneath the weight of his unexpected gentleness.